This is Wicked Rhody, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hello, welcome. My name's Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and welcome to, I don't even think it's been the first full week of kids in school because of Election Day. The week before you had Labor Day. The week before that was, for some kids, it was their first week, which was a half a week to begin with.
Yep.
So when are the kids actually going to be back in school for a full week?
Seriously.
When can parents get into the routine finally? Oh my
That's
word.
what I've been asking myself all week, Ben. It's been crazy because, of course, we also had Rosh Hashanah in Cranston. A lot of school systems were off on Monday. So we had Monday off, Wednesday off, and my kids are so thrown off.
So
in general.
And I think there are some school districts that next week they will have a day off because of parent-teacher conferences.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
For some friends of mine and colleagues, different people I know and work with, you know, in the different variety of places I work, they were saying their kids aren't in class for a full week until the end of September. It's just, and I think that's worse. I think that's the worst thing for parents. I mean, I understand the need for obviously recognizing the holiday and obviously Election Day, because a lot of schools are polling places. You can't have the general public in with the kids. There's, security issues and stuff. So I can understand that. But then the next week to back that up with the parent-teacher conferences, I get the need for it. You're a teacher, or you were a teacher. You're still teaching in other ways, but you were a full-time school teacher, and that's important. I understand that. But at some point, it's like, it's just really just must be wreaking havoc on everybody's schedule.
Oh, yeah. On childcare, on yourself trying to remember, like, do I have to make a lunch this morning? And trying to just get your kids into routine. I mean, I'm still not telling my kids Monday through Friday we're at school because it's a lie. It's a lie still. Yeah. So they just wake up and they're like, what are we doing today? Today you're going to school.
Right.
Yesterday you didn't, but it's okay.
And that makes it tough for just the parents and just to establish that routine. Oy.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to October. I'll tell you what. But then we have Columbus Day. So.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Columbus Day, the one holiday that's not recognized by Brown University. What do they call it? Indigenous Peoples Day? What do they do that?
They probably do.
Yeah. They do something crazy over there. Whatever. It's their school. They can do whatever. So if you're looking to make your week even more hectic, just sit back, relax. We've got a lot of great events coming up. Busy time of year. If you're tuned in while you're on the road getting errands done, or just doing stuff while you've got us on in the background, first off, thank you for tuning in. And if you hear something that piques your interest, all the links, as always, over on our website, wickedroadypodcast.com.
You're not kidding, Ben. This time of year is jam-packed. It's a great time to be in Rhode Island. The tourists, for the most part, are gone, and we get to come out from the hiding that we've been in for the humidity. So now we can go out and actually be social again. So what do you have this week for the wicked interesting pick of the week?
This one is really cool. A few weeks ago, I had cast and the director, part of the cast, not the entire cast, my camera's only so big, of Newsies by the Academy Players in Providence. They are just some of the most talented people. I saw another preview of their performance, which is coming up, opens this Friday night, September 13th, and runs for a couple weekends. Now, folks, this is the Disney version of it, which is inspired by a true story. Newsies is one of those rousing tales of, Jack Kelly. He's a newsboy, a charismatic kid, and his ragged band of teenage newsies who dream of a better life from the hardship of the streets. But, of course, there's those publishing titans, Joseph Pulitzer and William Randolph Hearst. They raise the distribution prices, and it caused all sorts of mischief and commotion. It's a hilarious play if you've ever seen it. It's a wonderful play. I saw it on PPAC, and to be candid, I think the version I'm going to watch in a few weeks, because I'm going myself with Sue, I think the one at the Academy Players is going to be even better. Frank O'Donnell's in it. There's a whole cast. I saw the preview of it the other night at the Tunes for Tales thing we talked about last week with Emily Luther for East Greenwich Animal Protection League. That opens up on the 13th. Now listen, there are a few dates of this run that are already sold out. So if you want to get tickets, you can go online, you can buy them. They have the links right there. Obviously, you follow our link there. It's through Brown Paper Tickets, so it's a totally secure site. We did it right from the phone. Not a problem at all. So check that out. It's Newsies, opening up at the Academy Players in Providence, September 13th. It goes through the end of the month, but you want to get your tickets now because it is selling out, and it's a wonderful event, not just for you and a friend or a spouse. Take the kids. There are kids in this play. They will love this play. It's going to be awesome. That's our Wicked Interesting Pick of the Week. And now, here's the Wicked Fun in the 401.
To start things off, if you want to get outside in this nice crisp weather, the day that this episode comes out, Thursday, head on over to the Dexter Training Grounds. That's right on the Cranston Street Armory on the west side of Providence. The American band, My Wind Ensemble, is going to be having a free concert. I need to do my little hotel bow because that's right, it's a free event going to be coming up from 5 to 7, so you can bring a picnic dinner. It's hosted by the West Broadway Neighborhood Association. We've talked about that group plenty of times here on Wicked Rhody. It's just a great group that really wants to bring the community together, whether you live on the west side or not. So, of course, the American Band, it's a 60-plus member symphonic concert band. They're going to be playing classical music, modern music, all sorts of great things. You can take the family there. There is going to be the Armory Farmers Market from 3:30 to 7. So say you haven't even brought anything, right? You can get some nice food there, pick up some groceries. Then, of course, the American Band plays. And during that same time frame from 5 to 7, the Armory Market Beer Garden by Troop and Revival Brewing Company will also be there. So you're going to be set. You've got your food and drink all set there at the Dexter Training Grounds.
Just bring some cash. It'd be good to go.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, if you're looking to do something fun, we've talked about the crisp air, and September can have some of those seasonal days, even October. But check out the 9th annual Mooney River Ride, September 15th. That's Sunday morning at 8 a.m. at Water Place Park. Takes off right from there. Did I say the Sunday? I think it's the 15th is Sunday, correct?
I think so.
All right. Well, Ben.
Oh, you know what?
No,
it might be
Friday.
Saturday.
It's Friday. I'm sorry. It's Saturday, right? Man, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. That's all right. This is what happens when they don't start school and just have a solid week. All right, even me.
There was a solid.
I don't even have kids, and we're all off. So back to the happy place. Back to the happy place. Find a happy place. Find a happy place. 9th annual Mooney River Ride on Saturday, September 15th, 2018, at 8 a.m. And it all, it all kind of culminates right there at Water Place Park. It's the 9th annual bike-a-thon, and you get to enjoy the scenic greenway of the Woonasquatucket River. Another recent guest in Carpooling with Ben. These folks are doing some amazing things to really restore the Woonasquatucket River. It is a river that spans a little over 19 miles. There are plenty of opportunities for you to get involved, even with your kids. If you want to go count fish for 10 minutes, they have areas where you can do that. A perfect activity to teach counting right there. And they've really done a lot of work over the past couple decades to restore the beauty of the Woonasquatucket River. This is obviously their 9th annual Mooney River Ride. At the finish line, there'll be an after party.
Hey.
The Water Place Park in downtown Providence, they'll have live music, food, awesome prizes for fundraisers. And if you want to ride your bike, if you want to do the bike ride, look into it as soon as possible. If you just want to go down and support those who are doing the ride, if you say, okay, maybe not this year, maybe next year I'll do the bike ride, they still need people along the route to cheer them on. And then, of course, you're more than welcome to head on down to the after party. It's going to be an awesome time. It's the 9th annual Mooney River Ride on Saturday, September 15th.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, going on both Saturday and Sunday. So even if you yourself have gotten thrown off with these dates, just like Ben and I have, Saturday
what day
and
is it?
Sunday, right? Where are we? You might want to head to Johnston Memorial Park because from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. both days, it's going to be the 31st annual Apple Festival. I am so excited about this. So the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, they host this Apple Festival. It is going to draw over 5,000 people over the weekend, fills this park with music, laughter, and of course, the the smell of apple pies and great food. This too is a free event. So open to the public. There's free parking. There's even complimentary shuttle services. So if you or your loved ones have a bit of a hard time, walking a far distance and you need to park a little further away, they're going to have some free shuttles for you. There's going to be artisans with handmade arts, crafts, an apple pie baking contest, which obviously means there's going to be lots of apple pies to eat in case you're more of that ilk. Live entertainment, pony rides, carnival rides, all sorts of awesome things. And it's going on both days. So because it's free, even if you go and you burn off some calories at the Mooney River ride earlier that morning, you can then head on over to Johnston and stuff yourself silly with some apple pies afterwards. Refill those calories.
Yeah, well, it's good for you. It's good for you. And I have seen in a number of places, I haven't heard directly because I haven't really discussed this with my dad yet, but I hear because of the heat we had throughout August that the apple crop this year is just incredible.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they thrive in that hot weather. That's what I'm told. I'm told. I wouldn't know. My last name's only DeCastro. It's my family who are the farmers. I just do social media and talk to you via this podcast. We've got another great event happening, and the reason why we want to make you aware of this is it may not apply to you, but we want to make you aware of the organization and for the sake that they're going to be taking over Diamond Hill Park in Cumberland this weekend. It's Operation Stand Down Rhode Island. It's their annual Stand Down weekend. Now, this organization, Mary, we've talked about them before. They provide all sorts of wonderful services, and they help. It's a hand up, not a hand out for veterans. Mm-hmm. And this Stand Down weekend is especially for veterans who, no matter what's going on, they want veterans of all types, but if you're a veteran or if you know a veteran that, could really use the camaraderie. I mean, we're in such a world where with the suicide epidemic that's going on, the depression that's out there, some of these veterans are going through some serious PTSD, and they could just use a weekend to camp out with other veterans, be with like-minded people who have gone through, maybe I should say like-minded. I'm sure there are differences of opinions, but they've gone through the similar experiences, and that's happening this weekend. It is free for these veterans. And on top of the weekend, which it's a military-style encampment, so it kind of helps them. It's something they're familiar with. They've got the tents, they've got the cots, and there's areas where even some of the civilians, people who have never done any official, service as far as being enlisted, there are areas that only veterans can go in this whole thing. Mm-hmm. They are providing the meals. On top of that, they will have a whole wide range of services there. Thunder Mist Dental will be there, the American Red Cross, the local chapters of the DAV, the VFW, and the American Legion. They'll have people there from the Rhode Island Office of Veterans Affairs, the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, Health and Human Services, Labor and Training, the Judiciary. You wouldn't believe this, Mary, but there are some veterans out there that are a little older, and they've got something on their record that they just haven't been able to just get it taken care of, and that's preventing them from getting a job.
Yes.
So they have lawyers, attorneys, and judges who will be there, and they will hold a session of court there to. Now, we're talking minor things, little things that are just, the littlest things that it just has to get finalized, but for whatever reason in the system, they just get lost. That's happening this weekend over there. If you are somebody, they'll have, people there helping them with glasses, podiatry, just general, doctors, and they'll have the whole DMAT unit there, the disaster medical team, which will set up a mobile, field hospital just so these guys can get checkups, and girls, men and women. So this is so important. We've got to take care of these veterans, especially in a day that, this week. Think about it. We're remembering 9/11 all this week and this weekend. And obviously that brought us into a whole new series of conflict in various parts of the world. We've got a lot of veterans here, and Operation Stand Down Rhode Island really worried about taking care of the home front, the battlefield of the mind. And so if you have something that you can possibly offer, go to our website. You'll find the link there. Or if you're saying, hey, you know what? I know somebody that might really benefit from this, give them the information. Maybe they don't listen to this podcast. Share the information with them so that they know it's there. It's right on a Rip the Bus route. It's perfect. Get all the information there. And if you're looking to do something good, you want to throw them a couple bucks, you want to throw them or sponsor a tent, they will. It is truly one of the best organizations taking care of our veterans that's out there. So check that out. It's the Operation Stand Down Rhode Island. Again, this is not something that if you have a family of kids, Mary, you and your kids
not going to this.
You wouldn't go there because the kids. There's nothing there for the kids to do. But to make you aware of it, maybe hey, listen, we know somebody that could really benefit for it. That's part of the whole reason behind Wicked Rhody is to spread. Introduce you to events that you may not be aware of. So,
well, and I think too that so many people are listening to this podcast while they're driving, and I myself know that on a weekly, if not daily basis, I drive by people who are standing on the road and they have signs saying like, "And I'm a vet." So I'm just thinking like, if you wanted to print out the information sheet, if you on your route always pass by and there's generally a vet on the street on your way home, on the way to work, if you'd want to hand this piece of paper out to them just to let them know about the event, it's something that you could do just to help spread the word. So
right, and make sure you include the bus route, and maybe you include a couple granola bars or something if that's if you feel so led to do that. But I mean, obviously, keep your own safety in mind.
Yes.
There, only do something you're comfortable with. But that's a great idea, Mary. I think you brought up something really useful. Is like you said, just to print it out and say, hey, this is something you might want to check out. So certainly. Wicked family-friendly events are just those events that, no matter what, are wicked family-friendly. And Mary, you've got something happening, a lot of Fs.
Yes, the 8th annual Fiddle and Folk Fest. Now, this is an event that is for all ages, but I just really wanted to point it out because it is something that is family friendly. And as we mentioned, the previous event wasn't. This is something, though, young, old, if you're going to be bringing kids, if you're just going to go with friends, or if you want to go by yourself, Saturday, September 15th, from noon till about 4 p.m., the Haynes Park in Barrington, which is right near the boat launch, it's going to be another free event, guys. It's going to be the Local Brews 8th annual Fiddle Folk. It's going to be featuring 8 bands, a whole bunch of great bands, storytelling by Len Cabral. Have you seen Len Cabral speak and do storytelling? He's one of the best in the state.
I have not.
Oh my gosh, he is amazing. Food trucks, of course, craft vendors. There's going to be dancing, kids activities, and of course, in all levels, Fiddle Jam with Michelle Kaminsky from about 10:30 to noon. So if you are a fiddler, or if you've got a child who's a fiddler, bring them over early to the event, 10:30 to noon, an all-ages fun event. Bring a chair and a blanket to enjoy the day, and you get to overlook Narragansett Bay, which is even better. Food, drinks, music, all sorts of fun things. So this is part of actually the Playing for Change Day. It's an international event where musicians or music lovers, they're just going to unite for one day of music from around the world. So that's why they're having this on this particular day. Lots of great organizations are supporting it, but it's just a great thing to do if you, especially live on that side of the bay, looking for something fun during the day on Saturday. I would definitely check it out.
Come on over to the East Bay.
Come on over.
We haven't done a Wicked Romantic in some time, folks, and I know what you're going to say when I tell you this. Is there anything romantic at a baseball field? Well, folks, there is, because this is really an adults-only event, not one to bring the kids. And if you're looking for something unique, something different to do, we talk about food truck festivals all the time. They have wonderful ones at the Roger Williams Park. They've got them in Warwick. They've got them at, the old Rocky Point site. Sometimes we see them down in Narragansett or up, even at the at Barrington, at the event you were just last talking about yesterday. But there is a special event exclusively for beer, food trucks and craft beers right on the field at McCoy Stadium. It's the annual food truck and craft beer festival right there on the outfield at McCoy. You're not sitting in the stands. You're actually on the field, and you bring a blanket, because once you pick your food, they will have some tables there. But if you want to have a picnic,
get a little cozy.
Yeah, absolutely, right there on the outfield. They'll have music videos happening on the video board, which are usually from the old school era the old
Nice.
school era, so you can live it up.
Some throwbacks.
Absolutely. General admission tickets are $20. There's the limited tickets at the door, $25. So if you want to go ahead and grab that now, that general admission includes a $5 food truck voucher valid at any truck, 10 2-ounce drink tickets. So you get
Little tasters.
Absolutely, and then you have 2 flex tickets for the Paw Sox in 2019. So next, you can already look forward to spring or summer next year. And then there's a VIP package. Now check this out. This is something, again, there'll be limited access at the door, limited tickets at the door. It's $35 if you buy in advance, $40 if you buy there. But you get in for an hour early.
Awesome.
And you get a reusable event beer mug. You take that home. So, I mean, that in and of itself, the 1 hour early is key because there will be a good amount of people. There will be a ton of food trucks. And some of them become more popular than others, so you may have to wait in line a little bit. And, food trucks, Mary, you've gone to these events with Blake, myself, Susan, we were just at the one the other night there at Roger Williams Park. Sometimes you do the little nibble thing. You grab one thing here and you wait a little bit, you talk, and then you go let's grab something else. And you do different, or if you're with a group of people, you just bring a few people, you say, okay, everybody grab something from somewhere, we're all going to share it. Many different ways you can tackle the food truck and craft beer festival at McCoy, but it's happening on Saturday, 9:15. Check it out. Obviously, our link is right there on the website, and if it does rain, which I think the weather's supposed to be okay.
Okay, crossing my fingers.
But if it does rain, the event would take place on Saturday, September 22nd. So
Perfect.
Check that out. They'll have music. It's a good time. It's a good time.
I like it.
Folks, as we said at the beginning, everything we talked about can be found on our website, wickedroadypodcast.com.
If you have yet to check us out on Instagram, what are you waiting for? You silly goose, you gotta get on over there. We are highlighting some of the best and most beautiful photos from the Ocean State, and yours can be there too. All you need to do is tag us in the photo or use the hashtag WickedRhody, and that way we'll get our eyes on it.
Absolutely. For advertising and sponsorship information, you can email us at wickedroadypodcast@gmail.com.
Until next time, folks, I'm Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro.
And you've been listening to Wicked Rhody. We'll have more for you next Thursday.